I don't think of anything as a failure. I think of something as just something I'm doing. And if it didn't execute the way I wanted it to execute, well, that's not really bad. It just is. And so then I try it again a different way, or I try something completely different. I want to be as Buddhist as I can be about any creative pursuit, which is I separate my own expectations from the eventual outcome. I want art and craft to work together, so it'll just be what it is. So I never even think about failure. If bits don't work on TV, or interview questions don't work, or stories I edit don't work, then they only don't work based on my expectations. They just are what they are. And if I've given it my all, then that just is what it can be, and I'm okay with that. So I didn't even think about failure. I'm too old to worry about other people's opinions. Least of all my own. What the hell do I know about what I want to do? I'm just a human trying to figure it out. I think trust is kind of the biggest part of the whole creative process, because it depends on who you're working with. If it's a solo mission, you have to trust in your ability to pull it off. If you're taking a guest, you have to trust that it will be what it is, it'll turn out right. If you're working with a partner, you have to trust that their notes that they give you, if it's a full collaboration, you guys have to trust that you're on the same page. If it's just somebody helping you, you have to trust that their reason for giving you notes is legit. Because in the creative process, I think people feel very vulnerable, especially really creative people, because they kind of put themselves out there. And part of the reason why people are really creative is they get to go to parts of their brains and their souls that most people don't want to visit. As a result, you leave yourself exposed, and you have to trust that you're going to be okay in that process. And you have to trust that your idea is going to work, or is good enough. And I think that's a key to this. Most of my career is based on, I just trust that everything will be all right. Like, I really do. And whether or not it is or isn't is kind of irrelevant. It's the doing that's the win. The end result is mostly irrelevant to me, because that's just a project. But if I think about it in the context of how I'm going to live, well, I only have X amount of years on this world. The end result is a tiny, tiny portion of the entire amount of time I invested in a project. So the working on it, that's the thing that I care about. That's how I've spent my time. I have to trust that this is the right investment of my time. Trust that I can do this. Trust that the people I work with are there for me. Trust that I won't let them down. And I think that's everything. In fact, creativity is kind of trust, because we live in a rather untrustworthy time.